Okay, almost ready to start. Just getting this set up and make sure it's all working. Let's press that one. Here we go. Okay, great. I see some people coming into my Zoom session from the Academy, the Be Vocal Academy, just starting to come in. So I'll let them in from the waiting room. And wait for a few more people to arrive before I start with the beginning session. This session is split into two. So the first 10 minutes or so is a public session on my Facebook page, on the Be Vocal Online Facebook page, and into our Facebook group, where we share our progress and our successes. And then after that 10 minutes, we're going to go into a private session to discover the potential of our voice, to go into more. Sorry, I'm just going to change that to that setting there. To go into detail on vocal technique, to go into detail on improving the voice, empowering the voice, inspiring your audience. So I'm going to let a few more people in there. And today we're going to talk a bit about a concept behind why I put this together, actually, why I'm running the Be Vocal Academy. And this week, actually, I feel, a little bit unprepared. There's been a lot on. I've had a concert on the weekend, and I do feel like I'm catching up a little bit this week. Right, and then we have everybody out of the waiting rooms now. So what's the most important thing that someone needs to do when they want to work on their voice? You know, one of the things that I teach in the studio is how important consistency is. You know, when you start training, when you start something new, you might feel awkward. You may fall on your face at times. There might not yet be, any solid results. But over time, as you develop that consistency, you simply show up and carry out those small steps. Small steps of a simple routine. You start to build your character and show the determination to continue. There we go. I just need to let someone in. There we go. And, even if you fall off, even if you have a setback, even if you feel like you've fallen behind, it's about getting back on and following that process. Just small bits at a time, you get better and better at it. That's kind of in the proof is in just so much progress over years of, voice training, of growth, of developing mindset. Today, on this live stream, I'm feeling, awkward or uncomfortable. I've not been able to prepare quite to the extent that I wanted. So, I've got my notes in front of me. But the point is here that, I want to show up for you. I want to show up just like I expect you to show up for yourself. And as long as you're committed to doing that and walking this journey with me, then we're going to see those end results. What could those results be? It's like increasing range, increasing identity as a singer, increasing the kind of, getting more consistent with your voice, building repertoire, knowing what repertoire to choose from. We're having some connection issues there. I hope this is coming through this time. I know the internet has been troublesome for me, but if anybody is not getting a clear connection, please drop me a message. Hopefully we get a clear connection today. But yeah, as I fumble around with all of these, tech troubles and uncertainty, I want to be transparent and say, yeah, I'm showing up but not being completely ready. There's going to be troubles in the beginning, but by getting through them, we can grow together. For new singers, that could be, establishing a new routine to practice singing every day or 3 times a week. Or even if it's 2 times a week, you're showing up as a singer. For new songwriters, that could be to show up and just do 1 page of writing per day. For speakers, for public speakers, that could be to make a short video every single day. A short video diary, for instance. Share that online, or even go online and do a live. So, one of the things you'll probably experience when you're going through this process of starting something new is what happens to me when I'm doing something new. I start to question who I am and how people see me. But starting to show up in a way that feels... There we go. But starting to show up in a way that feels right to you will build the trust that you have, that you need in yourself. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do when working on your voice? It's all about gaining consistency through experience, committing to showing up. Even if it's not perfect, there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be failures along the way, but that is the road that leads to success. What that gives you, here we go, we've got a few connection issues there. Hopefully this is working now. There we go, great. So, yeah, what does showing up give you then? What this gives you is the one thing that most of us need inside, and that is confidence in your identity. You know what, we often say, I can't do something, or I haven't got the range, I lack the energy, or my tuning is off, or I'm not getting this pitch perfect. And so you become what you say, you become who you are. Success comes out of building these micro habits and making them into a routine. It's good to assess what habits are working for you and what habits are not. So I've got a healthy habits diary that I'm going to give to my members in the academy, and this is something that you can just keep for yourself. You fill it out and work with it for yourself. You don't need to share that with anybody, but it's something that can really, show you what you've been doing so far, where you're at, and what you need to change. It's like self-coaching in a way. Your identity and the sense of self is tied up in your habits. But how does that form? How does that sense of self, it's like an internal story. How does that identity become formed? How does it exist? It's mostly through the repetition of a certain story. You come to realize that your habits reinforce a particular identity, whether that's positive or negative. If you say, I'm terrible at remembering something, I'm terrible at memorizing lyrics, or directions or names, for instance, each time you have an experience that reinforces that, then it gets solidified even more. And there's a quote from James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits, which I've got right here, this book. There we go. He says, every action that you take is a vote for the kind of person that you want to become. If you can master the right actions, the right habits, then you start to cast votes for this new identity, this desired person that you want to be. And that's why small habits matter so much. They don't transform your life overnight. Meditating for 1 minute a day, for instance, might not keep you calm forever, but it gives you the option to become calm when you need. One singing exercise won't transform your voice overnight, but it does cast a vote for the type of person who doesn't miss working out their voice. The goal isn't to sing a song, it's to become a singer. The identity, once you've adopted that identity, and in the case of the identity of a singer, then you're not trying to change yourself anymore. You're simply acting in alignment with the type of person who you see yourself to be. And so this is really identity change instead of behavioral change. Once you've changed that internal story, then it's easier to show up each day like you're just saying, this is who I am now. And sure, we've still got to have results. I always ask everybody, what are the results they want to see? What are your goals? Let's set a goal for 6 months' time or however long. But so often people fail in taking up something new because it doesn't always get integrated into their identity. They don't become, they don't create it as a habit, as part of your normal daily routine. We always want to change our results or strive to get a result, but we don't always think about, how we look at ourselves. So a better question than asking, what results do you want, is actually what type of person could get those results? Who do you need to be in order to have the voice that you want? Or have the album that you want? Or have the song that you want? What kind of identity do you need to have to be that person? And that could be in line then with any goal. Sometimes the goal could be something quite vague, like I want to sing better in 6 months' time. I want to increase range. Maybe that's more specific. I want to finish that album or those songs. That's even more specific. And maybe the type of person who finishes that album is the one that writes every day, who releases. So that's what the Healthy Habits Diary is going to be for. So that's something that I've put together from various sources, and that's going to be a way of keeping track of progress. What you've done before, but also to look ahead and to redesign not just the sound of your voice, but also the type of person that you want to be. So we're gonna come off the Facebook Live now and go into a private session where we're going to look at everybody's progress so far and figure out what is the most important thing to do right now to get on track, to stay on track, and to get towards those goals that we've kind of considered and thought about before. So I will see you later.